Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Premier League. This is Complexity versus Quantic, game number 2 of a best of 2 series. I'm Luminous from TheComicShares.com, and I'll be casting alongside Nebula. I think he's boiling some water right now, but he should be back very shortly in Complexity right from the get-go. It is Venomancer first pick. Maybe Crystal Maiden follow up. We'll see. Prophet is going to be the first pick here for Quantic. They did ban the Chen and the Shadow Shaman. Both are great picks here for the Radiant side. And this match has a lot of weight in the Premier League. If Complexity wins this one, they have a very strong shot at taking second place. But if Quantic wins this one, then it's going to be really messy. It depends on how CLG does. It really depends on how the other teams do. So, for Complexity's sake, let's see if they can pick up this one. It's going to be Veno and CM once again, so that dual slow combo. And I think this is a great counter pick. Complexity had these two picks, I think, against WE's Brewmother. And the thing is, these heroes kind of lack the stuns. Yeah, Quantic's just going into survival mode right here. Brewmother, great survivor against Crystal Maiden. Yes, she could Frostbite and reveal, but you do have the BKB once the mid game comes, and that Frostbite is going to do nothing as she could BKB out of that. The Mirana could leap under the Frostbite and leap away. You could Manta out of Frostbite. So there's a lot of answers to these two Complexity heroes. They don't have any stuns really, and the slows might not be that effective against these heroes. So I think Quantic is reading this correctly in their picks. Nebula, it sounds like you're back.
I am back. I actually didn't listen to a thing you just said, but I'm sure it was very educational.
It definitely was.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So it looked like the first pick was had by Quantic here. They go ahead and immediately grab the Furion. Fantastic choice. Again, Venomancer Crystal Maiden as the first two for Complexity. I feel like they have decided that that's the most important hero the combo they can possibly pick up, and anything after that they can just use, right?
Well, they are 3-0 so far, so...
Oh, absolutely. It's not like they're not using it well. Now, they've been picking Veno and Crystal Maiden before this, don't get me wrong, but I think they've just moved the pick order up to where now they're prioritizing them a lot more.
Is Quantic going to ban the Darkseer? I hope they ban the Darkseer.
I think they need to. I mean, they have a Broodmother and a Furion. Like, come on. And there's an SK on the other team. With a Veno and a Crit, yeah, you have to ban Darkseer here. I mean, there's still a Levy in the pool. They might fear Levy, but Windrunner, wow. Okay.
Well, they do have first pick out of the...
Oh, I see. So they might grab themselves a Darkseer. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't think they need a Darkseer. They have...
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something they want.
Man, if Complexity picks in their Darkseer here, I'm going to say... We all saw it coming. We all saw it coming.
Right. Yeah, I just feel like that's kind of an obvious pick here. And they have a hero like SK that really likes Darkseer. Like, they're besties, all right? In every way. You can surge forward and he gets a long-range stun off without a Blink Dagger. He can ulti and then surge him and he just chases everybody. You can obviously vacuum everybody, hit a sweet epicenter. Like, they're best friends for life, bro.
Yeah, and suddenly Crystal Maiden and the Venomancer becomes really good heroes. I mean, their ultimates and their spells generally don't hit that many heroes, but when you have a vacuum in question, and what is Complexity thinking about? What are they afraid of?
I think they're probably considering Darkseer themselves. Like maybe they need to ban, maybe they want to ban Darkseer. I don't really feel like they should ban Darkseer, but maybe they're afraid Darkseer is going to be picked up by Quantic, and that'll make it a lot harder. Earthshaker is the ban here, so. Opting to go ahead and ban a little bit of the stun, long-range initiation that Quantic really would have liked to have had there.
Yep.
And so
I think that's a great choice.
Nice
I think that's a great choice because Echo Slam is one thing that will get rid of your illusions very quickly.
Oh yeah.
And Vengeful Spirit is the pick here, and here we go, drum roll.
I'm gonna say that they don't pick up Darkseer with their 4th pick, and if they do get him, he will be the 5th pick.
Okay.
Because I don't think Quantic will grab Darkseer as their 5th. So I don't think Complexity is in danger of losing him, and they might prioritize another hero just in case they need to shift their strategy a little bit with the last pick of Quantic. I feel like that's probably the best thing they can do.
Now, despite both of us are thinking that they might pick in Darkseer, it might not happen because we've been seeing Hannah playing the long lane all the time today, and I think that's how Complexity plays with Veno, and Hannah's also the Darkseer player, so it.
Well, actually, Veno was solo top last game, and they were on Dire side. So
right, and Hannah played that one.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily put him in the long lane. Oftentimes they'll put him in any lane they want.
Right. He's a versatile hero. We'll see.
Yeah. So they're going to grab an Ancient Apparition here, which tells me even more.
I don't know, man, because
I don't actually think they're going to grab Darkseer now.
Who's Jo going to play at this point? He plays a hard carry.
Who's their farmer? Are we going to see a Weaver for a 4th consecutive game? If they pick Weaver right here, I'm just gonna rage.
I'm gonna lose it. Well, actually,
I want to see an SA or a...
I think Void would make sense in this.
Yeah, they have a bunch of giant AoE ultimates that take a little while to set up. Yeah, actually, Void would be fantastic here. Plus, the pure DPS on Void, and you can get yourself a Battle Fury if you want, and get yourself some creep cutting down potential. Yeah, that seems pretty decent choice, actually.
There's quite
Quantic, meanwhile, probably got to get a stun, right?
I'm trying to think where the hell they're gonna lane this. Are they gonna do like Avenge Brood, Prophet mid, Miko place I think all day.
I think this
Tide.
is here, right?
I think we're gonna pick a lane partner for Mirana at this point. Yeah, it's gonna be Lich. So Lich Mirana on the bot lane here. It's gonna be a
Don't call it a comeback. Lich has not been seeing much play for quite some time now.
And rightfully so, because I think he's pretty overrated.
Yeah, I mean, he's very strong in the lane phase, but if you're not hitting a bunch of nice ultimates, he's a little bit mitigated. Now, that said, he is very strong in the laning phase. Like, whatever lane you put him in, you're just going to have the XP advantage in that lane. That's just how it works. They cannot possibly deny enough to out XP you.
So a couple of thousand of nerds waiting on this pick.
I think the last time I checked, we were at... yeah, we're at 8,000 right now. So 8,000 nerds watching us. Shout out to all of my nerd brethren out there watching today's premiere.
What about your nerd sister? And is that a word? Sister?
My nerd sisters? Yeah, those don't
there's some. Ah, come
on! With the Weaver, always with the Weaver. There are look, gaming nerds. That's just a myth. Like, those don't actually exist. They're all just old men. Okay. Even when you see an actual gaming nerd, don't even worry about it because she's not attainable. So don't even consider it. She's not real. All right.
Okay, real fast. What the hell? Okay, let's talk about what Weaver gives you and the way that Complexity has been playing the Weaver. They've been playing as an offensive trialing. In fact, if they lane this Weaver against that Lich Mirana lane, you could push down the tower very easily. They could dive behind the tower. I wonder how they're gonna lane this. Is this gonna be a Sand King Crystal Maiden or?
Yeah, they put Sand King against Brood, and then it's going to be a solo Vino, and then a tri-lane with CMAA Weaver, right?
Yeah, it seems like it, because Fluff and stuff is handling the support Ancient Apparition. They're going to go top instead. Hannah is going to be playing the bot. It's going to be the same layout. He's going to be mid with the Sand King. You could definitely do that. Now you see
they're actually putting... shout out to whoever said that. That guy's a boss nerd. I actually... You know what?
I don't think that you sound like it now. I'm sorry to rain your party, but...
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I actually prefer Tasteless. I know.
Oh, that's a burr. I'm gonna send this clip to Day 9.
I know. I modeled my entire show after Day 9, and he is like my idol as far as casting goes. But just sheer enjoyability, and if I could be any caster, it would be Tasteless. I mean, the guy lives in Seoul, South Korea. He gets to cast in the sweet studio. He gets to wear like a T-shirt with a blazer, which is really weird, but people do it. And I don't know, it's just hilarious, man. Which I don't think Sean or Day 9 would be very offended by that, since it is his brother. So.
Right. If
anyone's
being offended that we're talking so much StarCraft reference and like this is a Dota 2 cast, I understand that, but these StarCraft 2 casters are very inspirational in their own right. I know personally, I started casting Dota, and I think Nebula also started casting Dota because of these. Dota 2 casters, or excuse me, StarCraft 2 caster that has been an inspiration to all of us. So
actually, I started casting because you started casting, and I was like, you asked me if it was a good idea, and I was like, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Oh, okay.
And I just did it with you. I hadn't actually watched much esport casting before.
Okay, well, it's me then. I'm very inspired by StarCraft 2 casters.
I thought you were going to say I'm very inspirational. That would have been boss.
No, I'm inspired. Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to have an offensive tri-lane here. It looks like Fluff and stuff will be playing that Ancient Apparition. IX Mike on Crystal Main. Jo will be playing that Weaver yet again. Solo middle. TC on that SK. We have Hannah Montana soloing bottom with that Venomancer. Link will be playing that Broodmother. It looks like Rise is going to hang out here with the Lich, just denying as many creeps as he can. Miguel in middle with the Furion, and up top, Mania getting a little bit of harass here with his Vengeful Spirit, goes out and throws a stun down just in case. And an arrow comes from Angel, but doesn't actually hit anything there. So, Angel Potem, haven't seen this in a while, but he's definitely done this a lot in the past.
Rise is doing some roam party going on. What is he? He's denying creeps in the mid. He's still level 0. He's now going to go on the top lane, realizing that, hey, it's going to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation. Although I'm not too sure what his sacrifice is going to be the best laning ability against offensive tri-lane. They actually want the towers to be in there, and it's gonna be some crazy pulls here. Yes, you could definitely pull the level 1 camp. This was rarely done in Dota 1, but in Dota 2 the creep pulling is so much easier, and you can see that Lich is doing that. So he's going full on deny mode, but again, against offensive trialing, this might not be the thing you want.
And we're going to see a sick double pull here. Now, I agree with you, though. I think this is maybe not the best idea, though. The offensive tri-lane, as we're dubbing it here, it doesn't actually have a lot of push power right now. So it's not like they can just take that tower very quickly. They actually don't have a lot in the way of, we're just going to A-click that tower. So I don't actually think it's going to cost them too much. I think this will be pretty beneficial for Lich as he manages to get himself a little bit of XP there and deny that creep wave. Now, they will be denying a lot of XP in this game by virtue. We have a TP here on bottom from Miguel. Looks like they're going to go after Hannah here. No Sprout yet. We do have a cutting down of trees here from Link, who properly understands what spawn.
Oh, that was cast in the dark. That was high skill play here, but Tango Up is going to be enough. The long attack range. Cancel South. Here comes the Spiderling. No more webs because he just used it. War block from Hannah. Nice jukes here so far. It's not done. Can we get the sight here? He's trying to break the wards. He does not have mana. Another ward.
Fantastic in a TP. Wow. Wow. All right.
Slow clap this. Go.
Fan-freaking-tastic play right there on the Vino. That was spectacular. Perfect execution. Absolutely.
So now we have this weird tri-lane thing going on as we have a big lane switch on the top lane. Ix Mike in trouble. She's going to go down. No, Angel is going to go down as well. She picks up the first blood though. Now the Lich and the Mania on the run. Can we get off again? No mana from Hannah to do so. So this is going to be a huge lane switch. And wow, what a start of game 2 here.
That was just awesome to see from Hannah there. That was Vengeful Spirit by Nightstalker or by NSS. That was that good.
Yep.
That was a fantastic play all around. I'm gonna go ahead and run and grab while they're disconnecting and reconnecting. We're gonna grab my tea, which is boiling, so I'll be right back.
All right, let's check out how we're doing in terms of CS. We have 10 on the Weaver, 13 on the Sand King, 7 on Hannah, and that's it. We have 8, and 5. So seems like Complexity is farming a little bit better, but they are doing this a little bit lane switch, so they're going to lose a couple creeps because of that. Prophet, by the way, playing by did we introduce a Dire player? Let me do that right now. Miggle's playing the Prophet. We have Link playing the Broodmother on the bot lane. On the top, we have Mania on the Vengeful Spirit. Rai is going to be playing the Lich, and Mirana is going to be being handled by Angel, I believe. So yeah, pretty weird laning, especially like this Lich Venge Mirana trialing, and so weird to see Mirana actually die because I guess she leaped forward to get the kill. I'm not too sure what that happened there, but in terms of laning, if they switch this lane, if they put Jo versus Link on the bot lane, I'm not too sure whether this actually is going to work out that well, because after Link gets his soul ring, he's going to spawn Spirelings on the Weaver, and it's really going to hurt. So look towards to more support. Go in the bot lane, get some sentries up, and trying to dominate this Broodmother. Because we saw the Broodmother from WE's game. If you allow the Broodmother to farm up like free farm, he's gonna be absolutely brutal as a hero to go up against. So
yeah, they do need. Yeah, Jo needs about 600 gold too before he gets a ring of health. So it's not like he can tank those Spiderling spawns at all.
He does have quite a bit of restorative left, so I guess he could weather the storm a little bit.
A little bit, but. He's got to get a lot of these last hits to make this work out here.
Yep. Teleport goes back in the mid lane. That is going to be a Prophet. TC just stuns right immediately. Like, yo, bro.
Takes a little bit of harass, but no problem. You had to eat the tree to get out of the sprout anyway, so just regen that up like a boss. Now, Quantic does have really nice theoretical map control. I mean, they got a Furion, they got a Broodmother who can push very aggressively. They have nice support heroes in the Lich and the Visper, and of course Potom has a lot of roam potential as we get into the mid game. But I question whether or not they're going to be able to make it there, because the mid game just sheer team fight ability by Complexity is really high, and they've been winning a lot of these early battles. So it is only 1-1 right now.
I don't know. I think even that the Radiant side has so many good team fight heroes. It's very solvable if you have enough mobility. Like the web, you just run out and the leap out.
Yeah.
How are you gonna really hold them in place? We're not seeing a black hole or a dream core or anything of that sort. So, I can't really write it off all for Complexity right now.
Oh no, I feel like I actually like Complexity's lineup a little bit better, despite the Weaver, which is just inexplicably being continuously picked by them. And again, I mean, maybe Jo just really likes farming Weaver, and he's like, I want to play Weaver, and they're like, all right, we'll pick Weaver. I mean, it's not like they've been failing. They've won every game.
Right.
Although that one against Wii was very close, and if not for a bunch of lag drops, they might have lost it. So Link, though, doesn't have a lot of farm himself. He finally is going to give himself a Soul Ring, as he does have the Ring of Protection. And if there's a Soul Ring, it's now complete. Oh, yeah, one more attack!
Yo, man, I'm about to say Link purposely microed that one. Be like, yo, that's a bait, man. But I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think that was pretty close. That was now it's like 1,000 gold now every time you kill the courier, because everybody in the team gets 200 gold, right?
No, 150. That's like a little bit more than a tower. Seriously, you cannot give away. Yeah, 750. That's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is a. Or that's wait, that's not. Yeah, it's 750. Okay, whew. My math skills—they're kind of like your math skills.
What, man? My math skills so pro, dude.
You're the worst Chinese guy ever, by the way. So we have a bunch of action on top, which you see a bunch of pooling actually going on by the Venomancer here, just trying to get this creep wave cut down here, as maybe kind of counteract a little bit. Oh, a Potomero ends up catching a creep there. That would have totally nailed Crystal Maiden, which I would totally do as well, but instead it caught the range creep there.
Oh man, this longest chase ever. Can we get the deny? Can we get the deny? Yes, we can. TC ultimate the Prophet there with the Barrel Strike ultimate. Did not have the mana to really keep chasing, and Migo says I'll deny to the Roche. I
totally missed it.
I do believe TC. I don't know if he gets the EXP. I know that if it's, I think he does. I think he does. I'm not positive on that.
Does it work the same way neutrals work? Like if you get a neutral
yeah, okay, he does then. He does.
Yeah. So
not too bad, but no goal intake, and now Migo just like comes back full HP, and TC's like, didn't I just kill you a second ago?
Yeah, gotta love the Furion in the lane. He's a little more. I just feel like people just don't give any credit to Prophet as a laning hero. Yeah, he doesn't have any stuns or any lane control, but as far as last hitting and harass goes, he's pretty strong.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, you're not gonna outlane a Sand King, I don't think. I mean, Sand King's got a pretty sick amount of lane skills. Though he doesn't have any points in Caustic Finale right now. Which version of Caustic Finale is this? Oh, it's the old one, so it's not the Ember one. The new Caustic Finale, you can hit multiple creeps. So say there's a creep wave of 4 creeps. You just attack them in
and they all explode.
And then Burrow Strike, and they'll all explode. It is a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so this Quantic tri-lane top has actually deterred a lot of the attention. No hero kill really up on this lane, no tower push this lane, so this tri-lane actually quite effective. Let's see how Angel's farming. Is he getting free farm? That's the question. He's got 30 CS, very respectable in 7 minutes. On the other side, we have TC in 37, but Migo's got 20 in that lane, 34 on the Broodmother. I say Quantic's farming a lot better, actually.
I'm sure Angel appreciates the shout out, but actually Angel is the one getting that farm.
Oh, sorry. They all look kind of the same. That's why.
They all look the same.
No, the Angel and Angel, there's an L in between, and that's it, right?
I know, but you made it sound different. All Europeans look the same. So.
Oh, man. No, I'm seriously.
Jado has got his Ring of Health on bottom, by the way, and 650 gold, so he's going to be able to lane against his Broodmother much more effectively. And now he's got, because of Sakuchi, he can actually kill Spiderlings, and in fact, Broodmother's going to go ahead and run the Spiderlings into the jungle. Just
Great choice. Yeah.
Quick farm as fast as he can, trying to get to maybe a BKB, but though against the Weaver, probably the Orchids would be my guess. I wonder if maybe they pick up Weaver against Broodmother intentionally to try and incite an Orchid, because they don't think Orchid's very good, maybe? Like, is that a possibility?
Yeah, that's so crazy. Double guess, mind guess, logic. Stun goes on Hannah. Hannah's gonna go down here. The question is, oh, Crystal Maiden's gonna go down as well. Tower not doing enough damage here. The Wrath of Nature doing big damage. Somehow the Wrath was issued after the Furion died, but I guess that Wrath was, it's always a little delayed if it hits other portion of the map. So it may.
Yeah, maybe somewhere else.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, we do have Hannah is spiking badly, needs a restart. So we're gonna have a little bit of a pause here. That's good. That'll give me a chance to brew some tea here. I had hot water just sitting here next to me, and I wasn't doing anything with it. So Jo again up to 900 gold. Probably gonna make Shreds next. I doubt he's gonna finish Vanguard first, but that's possible, I guess.
Yeah, Jo's been going the exact same build each and every game. It's Vanguard, Shreds, back to Radiance, and then BKB. I don't see any reason he should defer a build. Maybe. Yeah, Vanguard will be a great choice against all this physical harass. Yeah, I think you just get the same build. Maybe BKB is not an absolute necessity, but the Hex is going to be up on Miguel at some point. So, I think he's going to go the same build.
I think BKB is still a fine choice. I mean, there is a couple stuns. Like, if you get caught with the Vengeful Spirit, They could feel like you followed up with a Potom Arrow and then some nuke, and you can die before you're able to get any kind of ulti off. But Vengeful Spirit, very easy to BKB. I mean, as it's in the air, you just cast BKB and you dodge it, no problem. So you can save yourself a lot of heartache there.
Yep. And we were talking about whether Brood's gonna get a Orchid or a BKB, right?
Yes.
Where do you stand on that? I'm not. I think both items will be great in this case.
Orchid's good against Weaver, but they have so much nuke damage on the Radiant side that I actually feel like maybe he just wants both. The question is which one's he going to get first. I feel like they're going to go Orchid into BKB because typically that's the order you want to get things in. But if he feels like he's not going to be able to necessarily kill the Weaver and he just needs survivability, then BKB is a fine choice. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Orchid first.
I don't know, man. If you go BKB first, then generally just skip the Orchid altogether, because by that time it's just not too useful when BKB and Manta starts popping up. So if he goes BKB
he's gonna
first,
get a BKB. That's not a question.
Right.
It's going to happen eventually. The question is he going to get the Orchid? And I think he will, because he can also silence an SK. Though SK is probably going to blink, it's going to be a little difficult.
I'm going to say he's going to rush BKB. I hate rushing BKB first because by the time that it actually matters a lot, like, 45 minutes in the game, 40 minutes in the game, your BKB charge is down to, like, a minuscule amount.
Yeah.
But this team fight, it looks so ridiculous. Maybe Link's going to be like, yo, bro, I'm going to stay in my lane and not participate in team fights. In that case, Orchid makes a lot more sense. So it really depends on how they actually want to play it.
I think there's a chance that that's what he tries to do. Now, the thing is, that also gives Jo an opportunity to do the same, because Jo will just stay in the lane with them, and they'll be more than happy to play 4v4.
Trade farm on these
Oh, yeah, well, they have an SK, a Vino, a Crystal Main, and AA. They would absolutely play 4v4. Like, that's no problem. They want to do that. But I don't think that that's necessarily what Quantic want to do. So, if Quantic does decide to go for the Orchid and leave him in the lane and just let Jo stay there with him, I don't think that's going to work out for them.
We'll see. Quantic trying to make some move on this top tower. It's already half down HP. But the pushing power of this lane is not exactly stellar. But of course the Prophet could TP in any time and drop down a Force of Nature. So a little bit of a difference in terms of play style in terms of Prophet. The Prophet we saw last game was a support laning Prophet that got a... he maxed Nature's Call first. He got things like Urn and Mecha and Force Staff. And then much later he got a Hex. I think Migo's going to do something very vastly different. He's going to go max TP, and it's going to probably get a Midas into a Hex or something like that.
Yeah, I don't...
Or Dagon first actually will be really good in this game, too.
On Furion? Yeah, there's a lot of squishies on the Sentinel side. Dagon wouldn't be terrible. It's another one of those items that's just frowned upon. People just are always like, oh, Dagon's terrible. But Dagon has its uses, all right? It has places where it will be good. Now, we are 8.5 minutes in, and I don't think Furion has any items for a Dagon, which would lead me to believe
he got boots first, so yeah.
Yeah, so there's no way he's going to be getting a Dagon, because if you do get a Dagon, you want to get it literally as fast as you possibly can. You're basically just trying to maximize Lion Finger in that situation. So,
Light of Heaven, he has such a weird Prophet item build. Like it really baffles me. He goes Treads first, like okay, Treads first, standard, and then he goes back into Midas. And then there's like a Medallion Courage in between, and then he goes back into Hex.
I wonder if he gets the Midas after the Treads as like a failsafe if he's not going to be able to get the Midas.
I guess so. And also that's right after the Treads, Navi really begins... I know obviously this is not a pushing Navi game, but I kind of just want to think about Prophet's playstyle and item sales. But anyways, yeah, I guess that's when they start pushing after Treads, and he just gets so much go from towers. That's like, oh, well, there's 2k go sitting around, and, work towards
Midas is a fine item. Obviously, if you get it relatively early enough. I mean, it doesn't even have to get it that early. I think it's like, 100 seconds on cooldown, and you got to use it 10 times to pay for itself. So it's like 14 minutes or something like that. 19 minutes, 16 minutes. I can't remember what it is. If you maximize, if you use it perfectly efficiently, then I think it takes.
I wrote an article about this like a year ago. I remember. I forgot.
I've done this math a million times, and I'm about to do it again. I think it is 17 minutes, something like that.
That makes no sense. Look, let's all do it. Let's all walk through it slowly, okay?
Okay, so
100-second cooldown.
What you get, and it's what it costs. So you got to activate it 10 times.
So it's going to be 1,000 seconds, right?
1,000 seconds divided by 60 is going to be 600 is 10, 900 is 15, so it's going to be 16. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be about 16.5 minutes.
And playing on Navi, that seems like a bad choice because their game only lasts 16 minutes. So like, I mean, come on.
Right, but you gotta play it in case you lose. Remember the complexity game? That game was pretty long.
Yeah, that
was. That went well. That said, I think maybe the reason he does that is he wants to get treads in case he's not going to be able to get a Midas, and he doesn't want to have like a Midas and no treads and be like, well, now I got to use my Midas to try and get some treads, and then I still got to be able to get some items to help the team. So if he gets treads right at the bat and things don't go well, he just won't get a Midas, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe
I think that makes a lot of sense. Because when you feel like you have the Midas and you're like, oh, I don't have treads, so let's actually wrap for nature a couple of times. That's not it. Please, if you're playing Fury on pubs, don't wrap for nature for creeps, especially not in the early games. It's such a good nuke, and as Migo's been showing this game, as Fluff's been showing last game, it's such a powerful nuke.
It's okay to do if you specifically need like, oh, I'm going to leave base right now and I can have a hex or something. Like, right. Yeah, do it. That's fine. But there's too often in the first, like you said, the first early game, like the first 11 levels or so, the first 15 to 20 minutes, people just spam it way too much. Now, as the game gets later and you're just trying to push and trying to kill creeps and keep things pushed, that's a little more acceptable. But it's pretty good. His mic's broke. Put me in, coach. I'll play.
You know, yesterday we were typing out the TPL password to join the game, and for the longest time we're waiting for Sony to get in the game. It's like, dude, why is he joining? And like 10 minutes later, his teammate told us, oh, Sony's keyboard's I key doesn't work, like the letter I. And
oh, is that part of the password?
Yeah, that was a part of the password. It's like, okay, we're gonna change the password because Sony can't join. It's like one of those weirdest technical difficulties. Like, okay, your I keys don't work.
That's kind of funny.
Game delayed for 10 minutes.
Remember the other day when your shift key wasn't working and you just like canceled?
Oh, dude, I still don't know why, but like I have to restart my Dota 2 every time. That doesn't. It's just annoying.
I had a bug back before it was in beta, before it was an open beta. I was using caps lock as hero key. I just said it, but it wasn't working. Like it just didn't work. So I could never like select my hero, and I always thought I was selecting my hero. So I just constantly feed without the ability to have any control. And I'm like, why doesn't it work? So mad. Kind of like when we played LoL the other day. Remember that?
Yo, man. It's such a learning experience playing League of Legends. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I think we just lost 8K viewers.
What? No.
It's like, oh, there's LoL going on in this cast?
Oh, that game, it was an experience. I mean, it was a thing. Oh, looks like we're back up here, so game is ready to go again. We can talk about things that aren't LoL. Awesome.
Well, in the current low meta game, you have Mitch feeding to the towers. Anyway, teleport on the top lane here. That is going to be a Prophet TPing at. Oh, IX Mike! Yo, bro, you gotta be careful. He drops off a Noah. Burrow Strike comes right in. Is that a bait? It might have been. TC Hasterin going for it right now. Raise half HP man. Baller. He's going to eat another Burrow Strike. Sandstorm. Oh, he's going to be stunned up. Mania has a Sentry Ward. Do we have a second cast of spells? Yes, Burrow Strike. IX Mike, give me a spell. They're going to rack him with that magic wand. OP item in the game, but no. Venomancer. That was the most exciting fight with supports welding on supports. It's like...
yeah. The hasty Sand King really made that. I mean, he could juke and jive and really didn't take any damage. He can just throw a couple more stuns there. I'm actually surprised more heroes didn't die. I kind of expected a little more deaths. So Crystal Maiden, like, by the skin of her teeth, just barely survived that. Like, she TP'd in... Mike TP'd in a little bit aggressively there. I mean, yeah, they had a hasty SK coming, but that was a bit aggressive.
I like what Jay was doing here. It's actually deliver himself a Sentry Ward. Probably didn't buy it himself, asked his support to buy it, but with Sentry Ward down, he could, harass the Broodmother a little bit. It's not going to be anything consequential. It's not going to get a kill, but it's going to just be something Link has to think about. He can't be using his Soul Ring too, liberally. Got to worry about his HP a little bit more.
And if he doesn't have any vision of the opposing supports, it's more likely he'll play a bit more passively and not quite farm quite as aggressively. So that's the deal. And they drop another one up here on the top of the lane. So yeah, he can continue harassing. I actually think his harass might be strong. We can actually see an AOT. Oh, it's going to hit him. Oh, it just barely missed the actual nuke. If that had hit, that would have just killed him because he gets Sakuchi and then just immediately attack.
Yep.
So that was a pretty close one. I actually think Jo maybe went for the nuke a little too fast and kind of forced Broodmother back just enough pixels to dodge the that ultimate.
Yeah, so pretty passive game so far. Aside from all the heroics that we've seen, it is only 4-3, and it looks like we're gonna go into a mid-game phase where not much action is gonna happen. I think that favors the Radiant a little bit more. No, as I say that, teleportation coming in. Ultimate gets dropped by Hannah, and look at the HP dropping here. We're gonna have a Burrow Strike. TC's looking for a 2-man Burrow, just running right in for an ultimate. He canceled it. TC. Oh no, he's gonna get right into a Sentry War position. Magic Missile is gonna hit as well, and there's gonna be a double. And now Fluff and stuff trying to do some heroic himself. He's gotta be very careful. Nope, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that was a big time mistake from Complexity. In particular, TC there. If he lets that all channel and then hits the Burrow, the first pulse actually kills the Lich, I believe, and then he can actually kill Angel on the second, I believe, if he burrowed.
And Mania as well.
Or was it Mania? I'm not actually sure who he hit with the second stun. But that easily would have got a double kill. That would have been big time. It's dead. They end up losing their SK. They get 2 deaths there for just the 1. And you mentioned actually that you said the game was maybe not going to have a whole lot of action in the mid game. I disagree. Complexity is such a mid game oriented team that I think they're going to be very aggressive through a lot of this. And I think we will be seeing plenty of team fights.
Hopefully I'm wrong and you're right. Hopefully they're going to get a couple of quick blink daggers and TC is going to be ruffling all over the map. We definitely seen Dendi do a lot of spectacular plays. Tanking is one of those heroes that just amazes people because he has so much, and Puck is one of them, another one of them, because you have so many like getaway spells, you have so much initiation, you get Blink Dagger, you sometimes even get a Force Staff. It's just a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, Angel actually just survived with 10 HP off of a AA ulti. AA hit the ulti dead on. He needed to get down to, what, 9% right now, which is like 65 or so, and he got down to about 78. He was
close.
literally about 1 tick away from shattering. So
yeah, a lot of roaming from both sides. Now we have Migo back in the jungle and farming it out. Very interesting, not in the lane instead. He's gonna grab Treads first, seemingly from his Bell Giant Strength. No,
well, I mean we're 12.5 minutes in. It's about time he gets himself something, some kind of. Though he might get Necrobook. They do have.
Yeah, I think Necrobook's a great choice.
I think Necrobook would be a very nice choice, but I think it's more likely that's going to be Treads. He might get a Necro after that. We see another A ultimate going through home bottom, doesn't actually hit anything, as the Broodmother was nowhere to be seen. Actually, where is she? She's in the jungle right now, I see. All right. Actually, a Vanguard first on Broodmother, very interesting choice. What do you think about that?
I don't like it. 715, if you guys know, DC Comp player from a long time ago. He plays Broodmother all the time. He constantly tells me about Broodmother item sets, and he's like, if you feel like you've been harassed down quite a bit, I think the Vanguard is a good choice. It gives you a little bit of survivability. You might not think it's necessary because she's very survivable in most cases. Teamfight breaks out on the top lane here. Tower goes down here. Angel takes a poison nova. He's gonna leap right in. She's gonna die, but was that worth it though to drop that Starfall?
We see another stun here on Complexity. Might see a nice swap there from Mania, or on Mania there, but unfortunately, yeah, from Mania. But TC Burrow strikes in after him and catches him down as I struggle endlessly with figuring out who the hell is who. But yeah, so 2 deaths there for Quantic and just the 1 death for Complexity. I believe it's just Mino went down.
Yeah, I have no idea why Mirana leapt in for that aggressive kill. I didn't catch the early end of the fight, but it didn't work out nice for them. It definitely didn't. But they got the tower, right? Or was it denied? Let's see.
I think they got
yeah,
it.
Angel's got the tower. Mirana's got it, so that's pretty
maybe
nice.
That's why he leaped in.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
But
that said, that was 2 for 1, though they get the tower, so it's a little bit more even. Actually, it's a little bit better. A tower for a hero is typically fine, depending on what hero it is. Now, through all this, Joe continues to farm. He's got that Vanguard. Now, go back to the Vanguard of Broodmother. You were mentioning if he's getting a lot of harassment in lane.
Harassment in lane, and also if you feel like they could burst you down very quickly before you activate your BKB or lifesteal too much, it's an okay choice, but it's one of those really weird items that you generally don't want to get. You don't want to get into a situation like this. So it's an item that you're kind of playing from behind, or maybe you're just too afraid of the nukes coming their way. So yeah, you are up against, crazy AoE nukers, but that just kind of makes me think, why don't you just get the quick BKB instead,
Yeah, but it does also give him, he's going to get this courier for sure. One more attack and down it does go. So a bunch of gold there for Quantic now, a full 1K. Or no, 750 rather being split. Now, I do want to also mention, he is in the lane with the Weaver, and as I was talking about earlier about Weaver getting a lot of harassment, it's going to counteract that to where he actually doesn't have to worry about the Weaver harass anymore. If he gets in a bad situation, he can throw down his ultimate, but the Vanguard's going to keep him very high. He's got, just a pretty sick amount of regen right now, so...
Yeah, it looks like they're going to set up a 3-man gank here on Link. There's a dust immediately, but Link just says... See ya.
Yeah, TC was too far away when Jo threw that dust.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to get up there for the stun, and that would have bought enough time for AA to probably get a cold feet up there, and probably just an ultimate actually, as he's got the ultimate off cooldown. So they would have just dropped that and probably taken Link down. But Jayo a little bit too overzealous with the dust there. Angel meanwhile is going to come around the top side on Hannah. We see a TP in from Miguel. He's going to drop his ultimate down. He's going to do a bunch of damage, but he will die, and it won't really do anything of consequence, I don't believe.
Again, Angel ulting on the other portions of the minimap, and then the huge maximum damage of that Wrath of Nature coming in. But good job by Hannah. Did some big damage to these two guys, so they got to play a little bit more careful. Although Prophet doesn't care, he's going to TP back whenever and then get some full mana, full HP.
But it does impact Angel pretty significantly because Angel does not have any regen items. I mean, Podden doesn't typically buy a bunch of regen items. He has no bottle or anything. He's actually at 380 HP and he's not reging it at all. It looks like TC's going to go ahead and go after Rise here. Rise is going to take an AA ultimate, just barely catches him, and I believe the cold feet plus the ultimate should kill him. Yeah, I believe pop on the next tick. Yeah,
oh my god.
Survived? Are you kidding me? Let's see, at 960. Oh, yeah, he would have got below 100 for that to pop, so never mind. I thought it was going to be a little higher.
Teleports going on the bot lane. Venge might be in trouble. Prophet gets burrowed, and here comes an attack here from Broodmother. TC goes into Sandstorm. Jayo in trouble. No, ooh, where's the backtrack? No backtrack right now, and Venge is going to run out just fine. Broodmother doing maximum damage. She does not care at this point, simply because she has a lot of regen, and look at, she's going to keep on chasing. Fluff might be the next, and ooh, IX Mike, half HP. There's a nuke. Burrow Strike comes in, taking tower shots. She is blocking some damage, still surviving. Without the Vanguard, would have died by now here. Now chasing the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden's gonna get right-clicked down. And who is next? Venomancer's next. No ultimate. She used it earlier. Broodmother double kill. Now looking for TC. Can TC Burrow Strike out? But she's surrounded by 3 or 4 hero. No true sight here. And this is... Come on. Do we not have a true sight?
We had a Potom arrow bug there. It actually hit TC. And it did the damage, but it did not stun or cancel his channel. Or wait, no, does that cancel? Some invis.
It doesn't cancel. It doesn't cancel. Did you see what Mania just did here? He just poured it home with a TP scroll, got a dust, and a TP right back. There's a dust right here. He's gonna. Oh, but there's a. Shit, got Sentry. Come on, man.
Yeah, he just used his ultimate, of course, to disperse that dust vision. Now, that said, that was a very nice battle.
That's high skill.
I feel like, actually, there was a couple mistakes made by Quantic, and they still managed to get it. The first TP, or the first Sprout from Miguel, actually blocked Broodmother from continuing to hit and get that kill in regen, and he actually got close to dying. And if not for Mania showing up at just the perfect time, I think that could have been terrible for Quantic. But Mania managed to bail him out there, but the Vince will show up just in time, and Link, of course, just regened up by just getting a lot of hits. And with the Vanguard game, a little bit more tank, managed to survive there. So, paying a little bit of dividends, but I think BKB probably would have done the trick as well.
Yeah. Oh, BKB would, yeah, BKB probably would have done it as well. But yeah, nicely done here by Quantic, winning that team fight. That's going to give that Broodmother a little bit more leeway. Now he's a little bit more ahead compared to the Weaver, because you know the Weaver is going to have to spend a lot of time still farming it up. And Broodmother could now maybe still go back to the Orchid, but I think that's just too late.
He's got a Vlad's, actually. He went ahead and bought the Vladimirs, which, by the way, if people haven't seen the new Vlads are, I'd recommend going ahead and take a look at Broodmother right now as we get that.
Balls.
They have added in a lot more of the Aros. The Django Aro is a lot bigger, as we saw in the previous games. Obviously, the Vlad's Aro looks pretty cool. The Assault Curse Aro looks really sick. So hopefully somebody will make one of those, though. I doubt it in this game. Maybe SK can make one. That's a possibility. It actually gets a kill up top on Furion as we see Miguel going down. I totally missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, they weren't shy using their ultimates. Every single ultimate just stumped on them. And they got the kill. TC, despite dying a couple of times, very close to his blink, just about 2 more waves of creep. And once he finds that one, it's going to really set off these team fights. Because if you look at the Radiant or the Dire team, aside from the Broodmother and the Mirana that could leap out, the rest are very squishy. And I don't think they could go into quick 4 staffs. Maybe Migo could find one, but he's been dying quite a bit.
Uh-oh, Joe, maybe go after this courier here. I think he should. Yep, he's going to get 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4. I think it's going to go down. Well played there from Jayo, and that was a really poor decision by Link. He had to realize that Weaver's capable of chasing and killing that courier.
Both these guys on the bot lane are just so bad. They're both feeding the couriers.
No. It's a gentleman's contract.
Oh, that's right.
I'll give you a courier if you give me a courier. All right,
okay.
Deal. It's a little bit of, teamwork. Anyway.
Oh man, but yeah, Vlad's Broodmother. I'm not too sure how to call this one. So they just want to pressure and push, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think they probably want to go for a quick Roshan here. That's probably why he picked up the Vlads. Though he doesn't actually need it to get Roshan, but maybe he wants to do it by himself. An arrow comes in here, just barely misses Jayo. We're going to see a TP in here. I think we have some vision. No vision. TP actually gets canceled there as he got away a little bit too fast for them to get there with any kind of dust. Actually, does he have a dust? I guess Furion probably has one.
Furion has one.
Furion does have one. He's going to TP in on the other side, but Jo continuing to play very defensively. That said, they do have a lot of push potential. They have Furion and Broodmother, as well as that Aura from Vengeful Spirit and the
Vlads. Don't underestimate that Vlads.
So actually, this tower, I don't think SK is here, but he has a blink there. He's got to wait another 2 seconds for his ultimate before he can start channeling. I think in that time they're going to be able to just back up. Yeah, so no real punishment brought down from complexity there.
Right, and because Quantic's so mobile with their, with their profit, they're just like, oh, let's get the hell out. They actually drew 4 or 5 TPs on the bot lane. That's like 1,000 gold or close to it worth of TP.
Yeah, mass skills. I'm thinking that's probably like 1,300 is 10 TPs.
Okay, more like 500 gold. All right, calm the hell down. That's like a tower to 9.
Just saying, worst Chinese guy ever. In middle, Rise does have just boots and or just treads in the bracer. Probably gonna make a Django would be my guess. Furion meanwhile has treads and a mechanism, so we are seeing a bit more of a support Furion as you were talking about from the previous game. Angel meanwhile has got himself an ultimate orb and a Manta style recipe. So actually Manta is done now for Angel along with the phases. That's going to be a pretty solid DPS help. But now he is very reliant upon his leap to actually survive. I mean, he has basically no HP.
Yeah, I don't expect his mirror images to survive this long against. Look at the AOE, man. It's just scary.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot of it. That said, if they isolate a hero, which they've been doing a lot of, it can be very powerful. It obviously does a decent amount of damage. Looks like we're going to have maybe a counter push here from Collection on this bottom tier 2 tower. Now, Broodmother is hanging out in the trees. Going to fire some bugs just kind of scare people away, but it's actually hit anything. Just a couple creeps. So I think this tower will go down before any TP shenanigans can really counteract it. And here you see a 9 here from Link.
No, he's not even going to try it. Maybe a little bit afraid of the bite, which will reveal him into, chain stuns. And that's the issue for not going for a blocking bar. You just actually can't engage them heads on. Moonlight Shadow is going to be used, does immediately follow after, so that Moonlight's kind of not really doing too much at this point.
Yeah, but they did bait a dust out, which is okay. I mean, Broodmother wants every dust possible to be removed.
Oh, long arrows. Jo, are they going to initiate? They're looking for it. How long is that stun? It's going to be done soon. He's running. There's a bite on Link. The TC ultimate comes in right now. Link, very low HP. Vanguard saving him once again. He's going to pop his ultimate and start teamfight. Chain Frost bouncing left and right. No bounce. The TC takes the last bounce right here. Rise very low. And now Jo on top of Ice Blast hits on Migo and the Angel. Angel's going to leave out. Migo's going to go down. And that team fight, they just got baited by their own arrow. Arrow's going to hit once again. Maintenance going to go down to the urn. Another Burrow Strike trying to do as much damage before he dies. Not going to be enough. And that's going to be a complexity win. Very, very strong win for them.
And actually, actually TC made another mistake here. He used an ultimate. He had Brood under ultimate. He burrowed past Brood to go after Lich, and ultimately removed the last couple pulses that would have hit the Broodmother and killed the Broodmother. They did ultimately end up getting the Lich at the end there, but a Lich and a Broodmother are not the same hero. You would much rather kill that Brood. I mean, he's level 14. So the decision to burrow up there and only get one hero with the ultimate when that one hero could have been Brood was actually a mistake, and Broodmother is now still alive because of it. So. Not a perfect team battle by Complexity, but it did go very well for them.
Yeah, and this decision to make the Vlads, it's gonna... Well, we'll keep getting more data on it, whether it's gonna be the correct decision, but so far, doesn't seem like it. Where does he go from here? Is it gonna be the BKB next, or are we gonna see more shenanigans from Link?
Nah, it's gonna be a BKB next. The thing about it is the BKB, he's not gonna have very much damage. I mean, he's very reliant upon his ultimate for damage now. Which I mean, it gives a bunch of damage, to be fair. Level 16 is on plus 100 damage, so it's not like it's just a completely worthless hero. But he's got a lot of tank, and if he gets BKB, which I, again, presume he will, he's going to have even less damage. So,
well, I mean, if we kind of just look at the gold, right? A Orchid costs about 5k, I think, and the old Orchid did. And if you look at the two items here, that costs, kind of the same gold, maybe a little bit cheaper. The Vanguard and the Vlads adds up to about the same thing. But the utility you get out of it, I'm not too sure whether it's as good as the Orchid. Maybe you could argue that he's a lot more survivable. It makes the pushes a little bit easier. Your creeps are tankier. And this Roshan is going to be a little bit faster. But would you rather have the Orchid here? Or actually, it might not be...
I think his build is fine. I'm actually not... I'm not against having a Vlads and a Vanguard over the Orchid. However, that does mean they're never going to kill Jo. I mean, they have managed to actually pick him off once, but I think that was more of a mistake than anything. Like they really probably shouldn't do that. Another TPN or Blink SA ultimate, and again, SK's ulti not hyper effective. It kills a bunch of Broodlings and kind of knives the Furion for a little while, but it actually doesn't kill anybody. Bruno going to go ahead and crack his own ultimate, but no BKB, but he will get Ike's Mike. There's the nuke taking him down. Looks like TC's going to be forced back here, even though he's got DD. JL meanwhile taking a bunch of damage. No worker here to stop him, so he just drops the ultimate and is going to go to Sakuchi away, and that's kind of what you're trading. You know, Brewmother didn't die, but neither did Jo, and that's kind of the decision that was made. It did work out for them. They got the Crystal Maid. Now they're going to get the Roshan. If it turns us into some pushing, then it would be a totally acceptable decision. Now, if Jo gets so fat that they can no longer push anymore, then it was a poor choice.
It's a good choice until it kind of fails.
Right.
Is what everyone's saying.
Well, no, I'm saying if they use the tank to actually push and get towers and in the game, then it's a good choice. But if they don't use it, then it was a bad idea because they're never going to kill Jo otherwise.
Yeah, I think Venomancer in that last engagement, he was a little bit out of position. I guess he wanted to try to drop his ultimate in front of everyone. In fact, he didn't cast his ultimate, got chain stunned, and he bought back very immediately because that team fight looked like it would have went on a little bit longer, but that buyback didn't do too much either. So now Hannah very poor, despite his Mecha and Arcane Boots.
Wow, I just checked the chat, and it's like a ridiculous USA versus Europe conversation that I don't even want to touch. Just be friends, guys. We're all human beings here. Can't we all just get along? A little bit of love, harmony, peace. Except for in Dota game, in which case, kill. We do have a
no man.
There's relic.
Even in Dota games, you know, pretty two carries feeding up each other's courier. You know, like gentlemen.
Carries like gentlemen, true scholarly gentlemen, really. Playing Dota with a top hat and a monocle. You know, no problem. Do you have a haster on the bottom? Looks like Fluff maybe picking this one up. Actually, they're going to probably give it to Hannah here, would be my guess, so he can place an ultimate. No, actually goes ahead and gives it to the AA. Interesting choice.
Yeah. AA going to set up a gang, I guess. Does TC... Yeah, TC has his Blink Dagger, but again, like you pointed out, much to dismay, I guess, the ultimate's just not working out. Is there a veil? Yes, there is!
On SK.
Well, now that depends on you landing your ultimates, Mr. TC.
If he hits, which he has yet to do just so far
yet.
this game. I mean, he's hit one early on, but the last couple have not been very productive.
For the people out there, like, he's been hitting his ultimate. It's just not like in the center of 5 people. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
It's a Lich ultimate that bounces twice.
Right.
It's been doing decent. It's just not hitting a bunch of things. That said, the Veil, if he does manage to combo that with the pure amount of damage, I mean, Venomancer, Crystal Maiden, they will kill things. I think they're going to well him. Again, uses an ultimate for one hero, gets swapped, and ends up getting Mania instead, so a bit of a
so good.
They're just going to TP out. So Mania doing a nice job of saving his broski there and trading his own life. Like a true... Oh, they have no idea that he TP'd out. They're still chasing after him. So he immediately got away there. But, again, another ultimate drop by SK on just one hero. Now, that's fine. When you're trying to catch a hero, and you do, although it turned into a Vengeful Spirit, which is probably not what they wanted, it's okay. But when you're trying to hit multiple heroes and you don't, that's when it's a bit more of a problem.
Yeah, we've been talking about Complexity's teamfight potential, but for all it's worth, they're actually down by kills.
Yeah, they're not executing very well. I'm gonna be honest. This is Complexity now. It has been a long day. I believe this is their 4th game day, and they had a very long one earlier against.
Oh come on, man! We play Dota for 10 hours straight. It's easy.
Right. Well, I don't win all the games. So.
No, playing a CM game really takes toll on you.
There's probably a little bit more fatigue here from Complexity, and I believe they actually have another match to play after this. So
not for the Premier League.
No, not for the Premier League, but they have another match to play later, which is why they can't play their 3rd one today. That and Meniski had to postpone. So,
right.
So actually, Complexity's got more to go today. So, you know, if you want to continue watching Complexity, go ahead and check out the next match after. I'm not sure who it is. I think they're playing.
Might be it's Gosu. That's the other.
Is it against? I feel like somebody said it was against Navi or Navi. Excuse me.
Don't know. So, I don't know.
If it is Complexity versus Navi, absolutely check that out. And you know, I might even talk Luminous into casting that with me.
Nope, I got class.
Oh, class! No, quit! Just quit school.
Okay.
No problem.
Quit my master's degree.
Look,
Cast Dota.
I taught high school for a while. Just quit. Just give up. It's not worth it.
5k gold lead here for the Dire squad. In terms of item here, we got Radiance completed on the Weaver with this Vanguard and 400 gold in the bank. But look at the Mirana. She's getting quite dangerous. She's been sneaking by now under the radar. We're talking about a lot about Brood. Been checking out Prophet's item. He's got an ultimate orb. But it's Mirana. I think that's going to be the late game carry if it gets that late. I think she out carries the Weaver.
Yeah, she's at 188 creep kills right now. Jail's at 194. We got 157 on TC, 180 on Brood, and 144 on Fury. So the gold is actually in Dire's favor by about 7,000 gold right now. 6 to 7,000 gold is the current advantage. So Dire, with a bit of a stronger item and gold lead, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and even on towers right now. But I think they got a Roshan, right?
Yep, they got the Rosh. The Aegis still on Angel, so
Yeah.
she
And
could
he's
be
pretty close to MKB. I believe that's currently on the courier.
Yep, MKB's finished, and the reason that she could bravely go for this MKB is because of that Aegis. So,
And I believe she's getting a gem as well right now. Somebody else probably bought her a gem. I'm not sure who that gem is going to. Nope, looks like no. They're going to give it to.
yep, Angel.
Yeah, they are going to give it to her, so she is going to have a gem. Now, she does have the Aegis, of course, so that helps. And obviously, with her Manta style, she has a little bit more survivability. She doesn't have a whole lot of HP right now, but her damage output is quite strong. Bottom is one of those agility heroes that doesn't feel like an agility hero until you buy enough items, then she turns into one. She's kind of like an intel hero that turns into an agility hero.
Yo, man, a little bit disappointed at Quantic not going for drums first, Marana, and, you know, back into the, Manta.
Hex is almost done on the Furion as well, about 500 gold away from that. Vengeful Spirit does have herself in her, and looks like she may make some drums. Nope, actually, Lich has drums. I mentioned that earlier. He was gonna get some, and he has indeed picked that up. And meanwhile, on bottom, Link as well has a BKB to go with his Vanguard Vladimir's Soul Ring. So I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of items on the Quantic side. I feel like Complexity are at a disadvantage right now. They have to pretty much perfectly hit their team fight combo or they will lose this game.
And the gem here from Marana.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be tough. He doesn't have buyback. This could be Bot Rex. Right now, Complexity, the four heroes, they got to play some beautiful... Oh, he's going to PvP right in. Might be into enemy heroes. TC takes a couple hits, going to Burrow Strike out. He is hexed up. Do we have any 4-staff? Arrow's going to hit. TC takes the arrow. We have a gem, and that's why he's stunned. TC's going to be dead as well. Does he have buyback? I don't... No, he immediately buys back. Crystal Maiden, massive damage taken. She's gonna go down. Look at that huge magical DPS of the MKB.
proc there on that last one was
My
big time. And that's
goodness.
what we're talking about. Pom does a lot of damage.
I think this is gonna be Bot Rex.
I think it is too. I really don't see how they can stop this. I mean, SK has an ultimate, I think, still, but I just don't. I don't feel like they're going to commit enough to make SK's ultimate worth it. I think they're all just going to split up and do exactly what they're doing, which is one person gets in there and the rest kind of hang out on the sides and make that ultimate pretty much worthless. An arrow even catches TC there.
Venomancer drops his ult. Here we go. We have the blink in. Where's the Veil? He's going to get one kill on Mania right off the bat, but no, he's hexed up, immediately killed. That was a 1-for-1 trade from Sanking's ultimate. Venomancer dies as well. We have a mech up, and now they're going to hit down the Bot Rex. The two supports coming back. Weaver's back as well, but Weaver again with a gem on Angel. That might have been the game-ending item purchase, the gem.
Yeah. That clutch gem purchase, typically when you buy a gem, that very first time you reveal it is always going to be really good for your team because the Invis hero is always so reliant upon the invisibility that when you catch them out and they're not expecting it, they don't realize you have a gem yet, and you die, that can usually be game-changing. And that's it. It's it here. They get the bottom racks, they go ahead and get that middle tier 2, and I think they're just going to keep going. SK's dead, Bino's dead, there's really no reason to stop.
Yeah, Prophet is in position. He's got the Hex Mecha coming off cooldown in just about 7 seconds. And I guess that's where the Vlad's. Hey, this is the best item choice, right? Working right now. Jail gets hexed up. He's going to get right-clicked down by Marana. Marana takes a blast to the face. No, actually going to be fine here right now. And Link might actually go down. They are going to get the tower regardless. Angel's still chasing in. He has the Aegis, so he doesn't really care. There's a mech up, and I think they're going to back off. They're happy with what they got, which is 3 towers, a bot lane of racks, and a lot of kills.
Yeah, they got a bunch out of that. So that was a very productive battle. Into 19 to 14, the gold advantage now thoroughly 10,000 in the Dire favor, and it is plummeting straight down. That is just going to keep going in their favor. I really don't see.
Angel's looking for more, man. He finds the Invis rune. He's going to look for a Crystal Maiden and be like, "Oh man, it's going to be rough."
Be like, what? Was that like a? That was like a nerd hard breathing. Be like, oh, Maiden.
That's how I think about Maiden Night, man. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Fluff.
You and your cartoon character.
No, man. What are you trolling? No trolling.
Oh, I'm not trolling. I'm being straight up honest. So anyway, Furion has got himself that Hex. I feel like this game is pretty much in the bag now for Quantic. And Quantic, it looks like they're going to go ahead and secure themselves a 1-1. They're going to go after, godlike now from Quantic. Angel, I didn't even realize he had that many kills. But yeah, he is now 11, 2, and 5. So Angel's Potom has gotten very fat and managed to do a lot. And you know, that's as you said, she can out carry a Weaver, absolutely.
Yep, and now with her 4K go, could actually just purchase a BKB and say goodbye to anything that Sun King would have done.
Yep.
And
Manta BKB and just kill everything. Yep. Absolutely. There's really nothing they can do about that. So It looks like Quantic is going to even it up, and they're going to trade 1 point each.
I don't know. I wouldn't count complexity out. They somehow pull, like, where's the smoke gangs at? Like, we're waiting.
This would be one huge rabbit. I think this would be a giant rabbit. I don't know which one of them has the Tom Patton monocle, but that guy's going to have to get a pretty ridiculous rabbit out of it. So I'm not seeing it.
Oh,
we even have an eagle horn now on the Broodmother, who has no buyout. That's to be fair. They could theoretically win a battle.
Did you see that Navi game the other day?
Which one?
It was Navi versus Dignitas, right? And Dignitas actually was kind of flooring Navi. Like, they were just winning fights or taking towers. No racks down just yet. Dignitas lose one team fight, and Dendy just, like, pulled out a huge axe stick and just whacked down 3 lanes of Raxes in 1 minute.
Who was he playing?
What?
Who was he playing?
Tiny.
Say it again?
Tiny. Axe stick Tiny.
Oh, axe stick Tiny. Nice. Oh, did they have to fix the graphical bug with that yet?
I think they did.
It still look like it's like there's like a stick hanging off of his back, like he's carrying it like a sword. It doesn't quite connect to his hand yet. I hope they fix that because I can't wait to see what Tiny looks like swinging that giant tree. I want to see a little bit of Enchant Totem action. He just like swings it all of his force. I mean, that's a huge hero swinging pretty hard. That looks like that might hurt. Anyway. They do get themselves another Roshan here, and I believe this is going to be the end for Complexity. Complexity has played really well through most of this game. Unfortunately, SK's ultimates have not been maximum effective, and though they had a nice mid-game lineup, it didn't actually do a whole lot. And we see again, Weaver. I'm not impressed with the Weaver picks. I don't feel like Weaver does enough.
Yeah, it feels like the games that Complexity win, it's either after, ooh, Hannah eats an arrow, and that's gonna be it for him. Yep, that's it. Don't think they can fight this 4v5. They kind of need to fight this 8v5. They need 3 more heroes to win this.
Yeah, but what you were about to say, I think, was that the games where they won, Weaver didn't matter. And the games where they lost, Weaver didn't do anything. Right?
Well, I think Weaver contributed a lot to a offensive trialing. Like, they were able to get off a couple kills, and Weaver contributed in that. He's one of the few carries that actually do a lot in the early game in terms of laning. But aside from that, I feel like it was very well played from Complexity, the other parts of the team. And if they can deliver the mid game, which they didn't in this game, then it's just rough for that Weaver. He can't outcarry a Mirana.
I think the whole reason they pick him is just so they can have a carry that doesn't necessarily die a whole lot.
Yeah.
I think that's just the whole idea. Unfortunately, it just did not work out this time. They're losing the middle racks already. Looks like the top rack's gonna be the next to fall, and I believe Quantic is gonna. I don't feel presumptuous this time in saying I feel like Quantic's gonna get the draw here and get a 1-1.
Yep, I fully agree with you there. 1 rack's down, you know, some hope 2 racks down. I don't know.
It gets a lot harder. Every racks is exponentially harder. 1 racks, all right. 2 racks is all right. That's a lot harder. 3 racks is pretty much impossible.
You know, man, probs 3 racks down. Okay, guys, start trying. We got this.
Dude,
late.
I beat Mega Creeps and I felt like a god nerd right after. Like, it feels so rewarding to beat Mega Creeps. Like, I don't even think we had a single lane down when we actually won. Like they had taken all of our lanes, we had none of theirs, and we ended up getting in and just killing Throne. So, anyway, we do have the push here coming from Quantic. We need some pretty spectacular ultimates from Complexity here to even stymie this push, much less win the game.
I don't know, man. Even if Quantic all hold hands and clump us 5 and eat every ultimate, I don't know. I think they'll still be good. They do have that Aegis still on that Mirana.
I just had this image of 5 nerds sitting around their computers holding hands. All right, guys, we got this.
BKB popped on Angel. 1 guys gets died. That's the Crystal Maiden's gonna be 1 click. Look at this Mirana. She's a tiger right here, eating people up in jail. The bug, right? Not the spider. Need to run.
Yeah. Actually, they're both bugs.
All right, okay. 7th grade biology. Thank you.
Actually, does Sand King have 8? Oh, he's a scorpion. He's like a scorpion bug. I guess scorpions have... Alright, I'm done. He's a scorpion. Anyway. Alright, so that's going to bring to a close, I believe, today's Premier League cast. We don't have anything else going on, I do not believe. Today was all Complexity. Complexity of Palooza is now complete. They end up going 3-1, so they get a win and a draw.
Not too bad.
Almost went 2-2. We had a little bit of problems, I think. But that game certainly wasn't a loss. They could have easily won that as well.
Yeah.
So Quantic ends up. I think they're now. How does this bring it? Are Quantic and Complexity now just even?
We need to have the schedule updated. I'll ask our webmaster to do so. But yeah, it's looking very, very close. CLG, whenever they play next, I do believe it's tomorrow. That's going to be the deciding match. Will CLG lose? Will they draw? Or will they win 2-0?
Can they get second? If they win now with this draw, can they get second place?
CLG?
Yeah.
I think CLG, if they win, they will get second.
Okay.
But then
so
also Complexity also has 2 more matches left. One against
that's a good
Mineski,
point.
one against MYM, and no disrespect to both those 2 teams. I expect Complexity to 2-0.
Yeah, so Complexity still might control their fate. They might still be capable of
it's hard to say at this point. A lot of deciding matches left. But yeah, that's it for today's broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did mention that that tiny game by Dendy earlier. If you guys have not seen it, do check it out on my YouTube channel. It's up there. And of course, for more Dota commentaries, you can check Nebula out on DotaCommentaries.com or myself on LuminousInverse on YouTube. That's it.
My BlipTV channel is blip.tv/Nebu1A.
Alright, hope you guys enjoyed today's broadcast. Until next time, Nebula and Luminous signing off. Gee, guys.